Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be making over this adorable mini hutch into the new cottagecore style. And exciting news, this video is part of a collab with two of my friends, Jackie from Ruth and Ruby and Jasmine from Handcrafted from Home. I will be sure to link all of their info in the description box below, so when you're done with this video, hop on over to their channels and see how they incorporate the cottagecore into their style. I'm going to be using two of my favorite products from the Sweet Pickins Milkpaint line. I have the color Basil, which is this gorgeous rich green, and I'm going to be using hemp oil. This is an amazing product and I will tell you more, but I'm going to use it not only to seal the paint, but to liven up some of this wood that I will be leaving raw. First things first, let's remove these doors. Look at the adorable focus tongue. Oh, she's gonna kill me if she sees this. So Elena and I worked on getting all the hardware and the doors off. I decided since I'm taking the doors off, I would remove these middle pieces as well. This handmade piece was screwed together and they covered the screws up with these little wood plugs. They are dating the piece and half of them are missing anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and just take the rest of them off. I do my best thinking while I'm working. It was about this point when I got a genius idea. I want to go thrifting, so stick around for just a little later in the video. I'm going to show you my thrift haul, and some of these items are available on my website, upcycledbybri.com, under the summer collection. Also removed the little accent pieces up at the top. I separated the top from the bottom for painting, went ahead and gave it a good vacuum. I'm going to mix up a little bit of Durham's water putty. It is way easier to use than Bondo, I will tell you that much. When I am doing large furniture repairs though, I still have found that the Bondo works a lot better. For these small little screw hole covers, this will be perfect. You mix it a 1-to-1 ratio of powder to water. I will link it down in my Amazon links for you below. This putty has been drying for 10 or 12 hours now. It definitely doesn't need that long to dry, but I did let it dry overnight. Getting my piece all sanded down in the garage. Notice I am wearing my respirator. I'm using a 220 grit sandpaper on my orbital sander. After I did the sanding, I still had a little bit of a concave surface where my holes were, so I'm going to go through and do a second application of the water putty. Now, before I do any sanding on the top, I'm going to give it a nice deep clean. I don't want to sand all of this grit and grime down into the wood grain, since I do plan on leaving this piece natural wood. Go-to cleaner for the tough furniture jobs, I will link it down for y'all below, but it is a TSP substitute. It's a powder form. I mix it with water in my spray bottle. I'm going to give this surface a good clean. Now it's time to sand. I have my orbital sander. I'm starting with a 120 grit. Then I will move to a 180 grit and finally a 220 grit. This is going to remove any of that old stain and then sand the surface down to a very smooth closed wood grain. I do a final hand sand just to make sure I don't have any swirls left in my piece. After I sanded, I cleaned the entire piece with the TSP cleaner, and now I have brought it back upstairs ready to paint. Half a cup of warm water, half a cup of milk paint. I'm going to blend that very well. I'm going to add just a tiny bit of Bond. Bond is an additive that's going to help your milk paint adhere to your surface. Since I'm painting raw wood, I'm not adding much at all. Stir that up really well and let's get to painting. Look at that gorgeous green. Using a 2-inch zebra cut brush, I can link that for you below. I really like how well it got in the corners of this piece. The paint's been drying about an hour now, and you can see I think got some big chipping and crackling. So we're gonna take it down into the garage, sand it up, and see how it turns out. I have 240 grit sandpaper on my orbital sander. I did what I could with that, and then I hand sanded what I couldn't reach with the sander. I brushed it all off with a towel and took everything back upstairs ready for hemp oil. So the milk paint chipped off where I filled with Durham's water putty, and I was wondering if that would happen. So we're gonna cover that with a little bit of Dark and Decrepit just to help blend this area. Now on this side, only one chipped off. So I literally don't know what the difference would have been. And that's the thing about milk paint, it's unpredictable. You just gotta roll with it. I've got my big old jug of hemp oil here. This is the gallon size retailer, but I do have this available on my website in much more reasonable sizes. We're gonna use the hemp oil to seal the paint today. So yes, you can use this to seal raw wood, but it also seals paint. Not only is it gonna seal my paint, but it's going to really revive the little parts of the wood and the distressing that's showing through. I've poured my hemp oil out into a separate container here, and I have got a 2-inch brush. I'm going to apply the oil with the brush, let it sit on the paint for about 5 to 25 minutes. I feel like this is going to soak it up quickly, and then we will wipe it back with a lint-free rag. Originally was going to use hemp oil on the top, but I want to darken it up, so we're actually going to go with dark oil wax. So the oil wax is water resistant, it does dry hard, and has just a bit of a satin finish. This has been sitting for about 20 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe it back, and then we'll apply one more coat. Grabbed my very favorite cup holes. I'm going to center them over the old holes and draw a little pencil mark right where my pilot hole will go. I need to drill a pilot hole. If I don't, I will strip out those little screws. I'm getting this all put back together, but before I show y'all, we're gonna head over to the living room and I'm gonna show you my thrift haul from the Giving Tree that fits into the Cottagecore decor. This is $2.50 for this little greenery wreath. I like how spriggy it is. It's going to look really good filling up a stoneware bowl. Now I'm telling y'all the prices on these, but as a vendor at the Owl's Nest, I always get 30% off at the Giving Tree because they are amazing. I saw this and I squealed. I love this vintage green enamel colander, and it even had a chip in the enamel. It ended up being $3.50. Thought it was vintage, got it home. It's Paula Deen. But that's okay. I still love the color. Next up, let's look at some metal. So I could not find the pan. I searched high and low all over the place. The fact that this had the sticker on it, I don't think it was there, but a copper lid with some amazing patina. Ended up being 70 cents. And before I list it, I'm probably going to check every copper container in my house to see if it fits. Let's go with a piece of brass this time. This is a cute little piece of brass. It does look fairly new, but it had just a bit of patina on it. It's a baby scoop. It says 1301 Taiwan. It was 70 cents, and it's perfect little yellow. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Let's do a basket. This is a unique little suitcase-ish type basket, but what I liked about it is how it clasps. The clasp hooks over one handle, just like so, and it closes. Talk about a good skipping basket. So this was actually the whole reason I went in today. I saw him in a little vignette on a picture yesterday and I had to have him. I'm assuming this is, it's kind of gross. Something you keep like your sponge in or whatever by the sink. So I'll clean and sanitize them up real good, but I had to have them. So good. It says H. Jones on the bottom. Next up, I found 3 ducks, 50 cents on this one. These were each $1. These have some amazing crazing on them. They've got the hole in it, so they'll get a tiny little bottle with a tiny little plant. Oh, it says Love, Clint, Chet, Claire. So it looks like somebody made these as presents. 85. They're vintage. They're older than me. So many good things. A trivet. But I am seeing a lot of the wicker, the bamboo, and baskets, of course, in the granny chic cottagecore. It's $2.95. It's got a great shape, an awesome sturdy handle, and what I could just think of all the things you could put in here. I mean, of course, floral greenery. Oh, so cute. Then hang that from like a fireplace. Oh, is that a gray hair? Next up, we got some birds. $1.95 each. Don't hate his finish. He was originally Hobby Lobby. I was thinking I'm going to try a dark green paint with a dark wax. Copper. This got to go. I don't know. Looks like it has some, it's Christmas. $1.50 on this, so I did not pay much. It's got a great patina. I've been looking for copper things to hang from my fireplace, so this one is for sure staying with me. That was a great deal. I splurged on a pan a couple weeks ago because I was not finding anything at the stores, and of course I found that, but it's okay because now I'll have 2 things hanging. Found a set of 3 tiny little copper bowls. I'm wondering if these are measuring cups. I was thinking quarter, half, and 1. These I picked up and put down and picked up and put down. The middle of them is plastic. It would be a lot cooler if it was glass, but the plastic's not very scratched up or anything. There's definitely some candle wax on them. They need cleaned up, but they're brass and they're pretty gorgeous. I'm glad I went ahead and grabbed them. I don't usually pick up hearts, even copper hearts. I've seen a lot of more modern copper hearts, but I really liked the shape of this one. It's a little bit longer and it is vintage, made in India. It was a fun, quick little thrift store trip. Let's go ahead and take a few of these items and I'm gonna show you how we're going to stage them up with the hutch. I really like to think of cottagecore as more of a movement than a decor trend. Let's take the time to get out in nature, slow down, pick some flowers, and enjoy things from our past. Leave me a comment below. What was your favorite item from today's thrift haul? And also, what does cottagecore mean to you? Do you like this new style or are you still more farmhouse? I am in love with the way this hutch came out. What about you? Leave me a comment below. And super exciting news, I am going to make this piece available for shipping. I will have more information over on my Facebook tomorrow, so make sure you're subscribed. The link to that is down in my description below, along with the links to Jackie and Jasmine's channels. Y'all hop over there now and check out their take on cottagecore. Again, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe, click that notification bell to all so you don't miss any new videos. I'll be back on Tuesday with the beginning of my guest room makeover. Until then, I'll see y'all later. Bye, friends. I don't even know where to start. So many good things. Oh, gosh.